Hello, good morning. We'll start the class. So today it's important topic. So that is anomalies and normalization. Okay, so it's a very important topic. They will ask questions in the interview as well as for the placement and gate questions. So they will ask anomalies, and normalization is very important topic. And I'll be teaching very easy examples. You can't find that in the textbooks. I mean, it's not very easy to understand from the textbooks. Kindly listen to the class. Aaron, kindly mute your mic.
Yes.
So, what is anomalies? So, in database, uh, we have some redundancies. Okay, there may be redundancies or what do you say? Mm, yeah, data redundancies may be there. Okay, some redundancy, unwanted data may be there. Redundancies, so that has to be removed so that the data is proper and there is no what to say any discrepancies there. Okay, so what are the anomalies possible? So anomalies are the redundancies that can be created in the database while you're while inserting a data or updating a data and all those things. So which is very important because we should not lose the important information. Okay, so let us see the example. There are three types of anomalies. Okay. Insertion anomaly, deletion anomaly, insertion, deletion, and updation anomaly. And to overcome this anomalies, we go for sorry. So here we have three anomalies, and we will to overcome this, we will use normalization. Okay. So normalization can be used to avoid this anomalies. Okay, so that anomalies will not be created. So what is these anomalies? Three types of anomalies. Let us take an example, student database. Okay, this is student database. So here we have various attributes, that is roll number of a student, name of a student, age of a student, department ID, department name. Okay, so first anomaly is insertion anomaly. So let us say we want to, here the roll number is a primary key, roll number and department ID will forms a primary key. So since roll number and department ID may forms a primary key. But let us say there is a new department they're going to start. Okay, let's say they want to start 05 and they want to start mechanical. Okay, so MECH, let us give a code as MECH. But it's a new course, students are not joined right now. So in this case, these fields will be empty. This one, the system will not allow you to insert a empty row here because roll number is a primary key here. So this cannot be inserted. So that means that mechanic department exists, but in the table, such information is missing. Okay, so we cannot insert this row. So that is called as insertion anomaly. So this is called as insertion anomaly. Okay, so we cannot insert a row for mechanical department without the student. That is called as insertion anomaly. And we have next one is update anomaly and delete anomaly. Let us see delete anomaly first. Okay, so let us say uh, or let us say in Tripoli, let us say the students wants to get a TC. Okay, she wants to get a TC. She wants to leave. So after joining, maybe she got a medical or some other course. She wants to leave. So what happens is if we delete this row, so what happens is this content also gets deleted. Okay, this also will get deleted. Okay, editing this row will delete the department information also. 03 triple E will not be present in the database because you're deleting this full row. So department information also lost. So the table, even though the department exists in the college, the triple E department will not be uh, available in the database. So that is called as deletion anomaly. Okay, and next one is insertion anomaly. Okay, let us say insertion. I think we are done. Update anomaly. Yeah, update. Let us say you want to change from CSE to CS. The code you want to change it as CS, not CSE. But if you update only for Arun, this roll number, but other places CSE will be CSE, but here it will be CS. So that is called as update anomaly. That means that you have to, when you want to update one data, I mean it has to be updated for all other relevant data has to be updated. Sometimes the user wants to update, he or she cannot update in all the places, which leads to anomaly. This is called update anomaly. So how to overcome all these problems? So we have normalization. Normalizations are there. Okay. So 1 minute. Be in line. Is the explanation anomalous clear? It's very very easy example. But if you take, I mean the books and all those things, so it may leads to confusion. Okay. So it leads to a lot of confusion and uh, if you read from the book. Okay, let me share. A minute, I'll add some more slides. A minute, I'm adding the slides. Okay. Yeah. So we go for normalization to overcome all this anomalies. Okay, that's why we go for normalization. So the normalizations are the various normalizations are first normal form, and we have second normal form, third normal form, BCNF, and fourth and fifth normal form. So NF is normal form. Okay, so NF is normal form. So this is very very important topic for your placement as well as interview and gate exams. Everywhere they ask normal forms. So without normal forms, DBMS important topics normal forms. So here in the there are these normal forms specify how the tables has to be used in the, I mean the database. So how to create the tables and how to split the data tables and all those things, how to avoid the anomalies. So this is nothing but it will avoid the anomalies. Okay, so that is about the normal forms. So in first normal form, 1 minute, yeah. Let us see an example for first normal form. So here it says that all the attributes should be atomic, okay, or single valued. So first normal form, so it removes multi-valued. So that is the multi-valued and composite attributes. So that is a first normal form. It should be single and atomic. Okay, that is a first normal form. Okay. Let us see an example. Let us take the student database and we can see the example. So it should be atomic. First normal form says that the attribute should be atomic and single value. Okay, so that is the first normal form. And we also should not have a composite attributes. It should be split up into, I mean, there is no multi-value. Nothing but we can see that no multi-valued. So can you tell me an example for multi-valued attribute? What is mean multi-valued? Give me an example. What are the multi-valued attributes? Any example for multi-valued? Yeah, phone number, correct, email, address. Address is composite. It contains multiple attributes. Okay, so it is not a multi-valued. Multi-valued is phone number, email address, and all those things are multi-valued. So Sadhana has asked a question: if you remove attributes, so it will lead to data loss. So you are asking about this normal forms. So we are not removing the attributes. We remove the attributes, create a new table. So that is the normalization does. Okay, let us take roll number. The table is here. Roll number, and we have name, sorry, it's not coming correctly. Okay, name, age, phone number. Okay, phone numbers. Okay, let us say CS001 Arun, age 20, phone number. Let us say some phone numbers 99616283, something like that, comma 4561, 10 digits. Okay, some 86438962. Okay, so let us say he has two numbers. Okay, so and CS002 Bala, he is also having only one number. Okay, so let us take it like 944532162. Okay, so some 5, 6. Okay, so these are the numbers. So in this case, for Arun, we have two numbers are there. Okay, so how we can split this table is, so this is called as anomaly. So or not an anomaly, it is not atomic. It's not in first normal form. We say that this is not in one. So how we have to split up is, so either we have to use phone 1, phone 2. We have to create multiple rows. Okay, so or you can split the table roll number and phone number separately, so that way it can be done. Because one person may have only two numbers, another person may have three numbers. You cannot have multiple phone 1, phone 2, phone 3 like that. So one way is, so it may be split up like roll number, name, age, and phone. But here phone number and roll number will form a primary key. So in this case, here roll number is the primary key here. Okay. So here roll number and phone numbers will form a primary key. So in this case, how we can write this data is, so for Arun is CS001, Arun, age 20, phone number 1, and again CS001, Arun, 20, phone number 2. So like this we have all other tables. Okay, so this is one way. So here the roll number and phone number will forms a combinedly forms a primary key. Okay, so similarly for email IDs and all those things. Otherwise, or how we can split up is we can create as a two tables. So normally normalization says that if the if it doesn't satisfy the normal form, split the table. So here we can do is roll number, name, age as one table. Okay, another table is roll number and phone number. So this case, roll number and phone number will forms the primary key here. Here only roll number will forms a primary key. So that is how we have to split the table. So split the table. That is what split the table. This has to be done for the first normal form. Okay. So this is called as a first normal form. So first normal form says that the multi-value dependency should not exist. So this is a dependency. So multi-valued. So here we can say that roll number can I mean phone and phone to here multiple values are there. So dependent is nothing but using a roll number can identify the name and the age and all those things. So that is dependency. Functional, we call it as functional dependency. Okay, so that is called as a functional dependency. So here yeah, functional dependency, that means attribute A tries to identify B comma C and some attributes. Here in this case, roll number will identify name, age, and the phone numbers. So all these things can be identified using a unique roll number. So that is called as I mean, what is it called as a functional dependency. So to be represented using these notations. But here, let us say we have Arun, another name Arun with a different roll number. In that case, using a name, we cannot identify the age. Okay, let us say CS00 pi also there. That is also Arun. Okay, so in this case, he may be age 20, same age. Okay, but different phone numbers. So this may be a two persons having same name. In that case, only roll number can be used to identify uniquely. So using a name, you cannot identify the age, but or phone number. But with the roll number, can uniquely identify the name and the age and phone number. So that is a functional dependency here. Okay. So next we will see second normal form. So 2NF. In first normal form, there is no multi-value dependencies. It should be single valued and atomic. Okay, atomic means a single valued. Okay, so that is the first normal form. And second normal form, so it says that relation must be in first normal form, okay, and there is no partial functional dependency should not exist, okay. What we mean by partial functional dependency, we'll see an example up here, okay. Says that no partial functional dependency should exist, okay. And if it exists, then we have to remove that table, we have to split the table, okay. Let us see an example here, okay. Which example we can take? Mm, thinking about a simple example. Uh, mm, okay, so let us take this example. Okay, roll number, name, and class or a department, okay. So if this is the table, so in this case we can have partial functional dependency, okay. So that is so in this case, let us say we have CS001, R1, CSC, and as CS002 Bala. Department is CSE here, and EC001 June, that is EC. Okay. So in this case, since the department should not be deleted, because if your department of origin is getting a TC, then you should not delete the department easily. So in this case, department and roll number will form a primary key here. So that means that here we have the functional dependency is roll number and department forms a primary key, okay, which can identify what are other attributes. These are the prime attributes, and these are non-prime attributes. Names are non-prime attributes, okay. These are prime attributes, okay, and these are all non-prime. Let us say age is also there, okay, name comma age. So these are all non-prime. It is age is 20, 20, 20. So in this case, roll number and department is a primary key here, and it identifies name and age. But without department, we can identify the name and age using a roll number, correct? So in this case, it says that we can identify using roll number and we can identify name. That is a partial of a key. So here the key is roll number comma department. So in this case, a part of a key, the key attribute is roll number comma department, but part of a key roll number is able to identify other attributes without the other part of the primary key attribute. So there is a roll number to name we can identify without the department. So that is called a partial functional, partial of a key. So key, this is the key. So partial of a key is able to identify the other attributes. That means that we have to split that table. So that is called as partial functional dependency. Okay. So here the key attribute is roll number department is forms a primary key, and part of the key is able to identify the roll number and name we can identify. It's a part of a key. Roll number department is a primary key, and roll number is a part of the key which are able to identify other attributes. So that is a partial functional dependency. Should not exist in the second normal form. Then we are going to split this table into two tables. So how we can split? Any idea? What are the two tables here? How we can split the two tables? Any answers? Students are there? No answers? Yeah, we have to move department name to separately. How we can move department name separately? Because we have to relate the student and department name. So in this case, how we can split up is we can have a roll number, name, age, and department ID. You can add an ID attribute, and another set as department ID and department name. Or you can have this one. I mean without department ID. Okay, let me write another table. So here you can have roll number, name, age, and roll number and department name can be specified as a separate table. But usually they go with the previous example. Okay, not this one. Okay, so that is how they create two different tables here. This also can be done. So this also can be done. That is without adding any additional attribute. So here we have roll number is a primary key here. Here roll number and department names forms a primary key. And this is the table one. This is another table. So this way we can create the table. You know, normally they will go with this one, and sometimes maybe if you want, you can add another attribute. But we have to change. We have to insert the values. So what they do is they will not may not go with this one, mostly on this splitter. Okay, so it's about second normal form. In second normal form, so it's very easy. There is no partial functional dependency. A partial of a key should not identify the other non-prime attributes. So in this table, we have four attributes. So in this, the prime attributes are roll number and department. Non-prime attributes are name and age. So part of the primary key, that is roll number, is able to identify the name. So that means a part of a key is able to identify that attribute. That means this type of functional dependency does not exist. That is called as a partial functional dependency. This is called as a partial functional dependency. So second normal form says that no partial functional dependency should exist. Okay. So we remove that partial functional dependency, splitting the table. So this is about the second normal form. So we will see a third normal form and a fourth normal form, Boyer's normal form and other normal forms in S class. So see, we can, yeah, there is a question by Anisha Rose. See, the table can have multiple, I mean, key attributes, not a primary key. Only one will be act as a primary key, and remaining will act as a candidate keys. Okay, there can be any set of key attributes. Okay, so here in this table, we have roll number and department name forms together into a single primary key. It's not like roll number separate and the name is separate primary key. Only both are combinedly forms a primary key. So that is how a primary key is provided. Okay, in the first one, the roll number, name and age, roll number is a primary key. In the second table, roll number and department name forms together into a single key attribute, primary key attribute. There may be multiple key attributes in a table. So one is called as a primary key and remaining are candidate keys. And set of all key attributes, we call it as a super key. So I'll teach about that in some other class. So is the normal forms clear? First one, the second normal form anomalies are clear. So we will see third, voice code and other normal forms in the next class. Okay, if there is no doubts, have a nice day. Thank you.